Welcome back to the Bearded Butcher's YouTube channel. Today, we've got a fun one. We're making venison bacon. Everybody loves bacon. We're gonna find out just what it's like to make it with venison. We have a brand new maple kit coming out. This can be used for brats, it can be used for breakfast sausages, all kinds of cool stuff. You're gonna be able to get this on our website. We're going to use the maple bacon today to see the maple seasoning today to season the bacon. We're also going to top some of it with our cinnamon swirl, and we're going to top some of it with our black seasoning. So venison bacon, seasoned with maple, topped with cinnamon swirl, and black seasoning. Let's just get started.
Yeah, just to make it clear, so we're not actually taking, like on a pig, you have the belly. We're not actually taking the rib or belly portion off of a deer to make the bacon because it would be shoe leather. What we're doing is...
And it would be about that thin.
So with the maple cure, or excuse me, with the maple seasoning and the pink cure, we essentially are gonna have a maple cure, which we're gonna grind into 50% deer trim and 50% pork shoulder. Now, the idea here is that we want a blend that has high fat, high moisture, super flavorful, and at the end of the day, we're gonna be left with 25 pounds of amazing bacon. Well, in order to form it into something that we can use and slice as bacon, we're going to use saran wrap in the bottom of a cake pan. This is a 9x13 cake pan, and we're gonna flatten these out, form a loaf, let it refrigerate, and then we can go on to the smoking step, again refrigerate, and then we slice. So it begins with the grinding and forming. That's what we're gonna get started on right now. You get to see it all happen.
We're gonna season, we're gonna grind, we're gonna work on protein extraction using the mixer. Today, we're using the Made with Meat equipment. There's a link in our bio. We're gonna be using the grinder, we're gonna be using the mixer, we're gonna be using the vac machine, we're gonna be using the slicer. So, fantastic home user style meat processing equipment. We absolutely love, we highly recommend go grab some for this hunting season. You'll love it.
Let's get going.
The trim has been previously weighed out. As Scott mentioned, we're going 50-50. So we're gonna do 12.5 pounds of venison trim to 12.5 pounds of pork butt. Now this was a pork butt that we simply took a whole pork butt, we boned it out, we cubed it up, and that's gonna be our pork. So pretty simple process here. We're just gonna get our vacuum bags opened up. This is all deer trim. Logan shot a doe last year down in Monroe County with his bow. So this is all trim from last year. So keep in mind that this time of year, you know, hunting season's only a few weeks away, or some states may already be open. But keep in mind, this is a fantastic way to get in your freezer, get that trim out from last season or maybe even 2 seasons ago. If it's vacuum sealed, you should still be in good shape. And make something out of it. Make something out of it that your family's gonna eat, you can share with family and friends, and something that you can just really enjoy. Now, also keep in mind that, you know, none of this has been ground yet, but if you have product in your freezer that has been previously ground, that shouldn't be a problem either. Just go ahead and use it and just follow the steps that we're going with here today. Just maybe minimize the number of grinds, etc. if it's previously ground. So this trim is still just partially frozen, which is gonna make it really nice to go through the grinder. It's gonna stay nice and chilled. Shouldn't be a problem there. An exact 50-50 blend of venison and pork.
So this packet's for 25 pounds. So this is a mixture. We like to keep our spices all clean. So this is just a mixture of pure maple sugar. So maple syrup that's been made into a sugar, brown sugar, sea salt, spices, and a little bit of rice flour to keep it from caking. So we have, first we have our seasoning, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put our entire packet of pink cure in here since we have this for 25 pounds. Effectively making a maple sugar cure.
So our maple seasoning, I mentioned it earlier, this can be used for venison, you know, a breakfast sausage. You can make a bratwurst with this. You can add some dried mangoes. You can add dried jalapenos. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with this. So just keep in mind, we're making venison bacon, but with our maple seasoning, you can also make some fantastic sausages as well.
That base flavor makes at least a half a dozen or more products in our butcher shop right now.
We even use it to make a sweet and smoky, which we're gonna have to go through all these recipes and duplicate them and put them on our channel, but we're really excited about the release of this seasoning. And this is the first time we're using it on camera, and we feel like it's a good time to do it with making venison bacon.
I'm gonna grind this just twice. I'm gonna do a coarse grind through our 10 mil plate, and then I'm gonna do a fine grind through our 4.5 mil. A couple of reasons we don't want this to, I want some definition in the product. I don't want to turn it into a completely emulsified, smooth product. So I want some definition in it. And what's more, we're gonna use our mixer today because I do want some binding and some protein extraction. However, I don't want it to be like a bologna or lunch meat.
Here.
We didn't run liners last time.
Let me help. I can assist.
As we were mentioning, we're gonna do coarse grind once, fine grind once. We don't wanna really emulsify this product, but we do want protein extraction, so we're gonna use a mixer that we hook up to the grinder to do that. But with all that talking, let's finally get some work done.
Scott's got the foot pedal hooked up to the meat grinder. It's a really awesome feature. Really keeps your hands off that on-off switch. Super handy. Man, if we only had smell-o-vision, that maple making my mouth water.
We're using the number 22 grinder today. Little bit bigger, beefier model to help us chew through this 25-pound batch.
We just ground 25 pounds of trim through this grinder in, what, less than 5 minutes?
Just a little more time than it took the cat to knock the trash can over. All right, so getting ready to switch from a 10 mil to a 4.5 mil. Want a safety reminder, Scott's safety tip. Unplug me, Seth, please.
I got you unplugged.
This equipment's big enough to take off fingers, especially if you have, you know, people that aren't used to being around this equipment. So, safety first. Take the cat that's climbing on the back of the table and put him in the grinder. No, we want to remind you.
So the safety tip is that we're running a foot pedal. So if you leave this machine plugged into the wall, you accidentally step on the foot pedal while you're changing out this grinder plate and the knife, there's a real good chance you're going to get your fingers in there. So absolutely unplug the machine when you do this part.
We have a new category, which is our DIY, and it includes casings, powders, dried jalapenos, dried fruit, our base flavors for bratwurst, for summer sausage, for sticks, our maple seasoning, which is absolutely amazing, and does some of our bratwurst and our breakfast sausages, bearded butcher blend, and our 4 main flavors, and then high temp cheese. What we have in front of us will do a majority of our white feather meats products, and we're opening it up for DIY because
we've spent the last 25 years developing these spices. These are the ones that we use in our commercial setting. We've also used these in our garage type environment, at home, whether you're making brats, sticks, you name it. Now it's time to take our favorite products, get them into your hands so you can enjoy some of these incredible items.
All right, ready for grind number 2. This is our fine grind. It's gonna be right in there. 2 grinds, 1 coarse, 1 fine. Now we're gonna hook up our mixer attachment and we're gonna mix this to get some of that binding action that we want. We loan our stuff out a lot, which is fantastic. We love doing that, but we always have to make adjustments back to where our settings were. And some of those people that we loaned out to got around to getting their own made with meat equipment, but. All right, now that the grinding's done, we're gonna go on to the mixing. I've taken the foot pedal off because we're gonna do 8 minutes total, and we're gonna do 4 minutes in forward, 4 minutes in reverse. And we do this just to get everything completely blended, get some nice binding without really getting the product emulsified with the grinding step. Now I'm just adding a little bit of cold water, ice cold water to this. About 16 ounces. It's just gonna help everything bind together.
This is
activate all those seasonings and cures.
This is meat's 50-pound mixer paired with the 1.5 horse grinder.
Oh, good point. So we switched out our grinder because the 1.5 horse is the only grinder that will automatically power the mixture. However, not to worry, you can do it with the old elbow grease.
Were you worried that your biceps weren't big enough to hand crank?
I was worried I might
minutes?
snap the handle.
It's always been one of my favorite things ever since we were kids is to stick your nose down by the meat mixer, because even just freshly ground meats, they smell so good when they mix. But this one, having that maple and that cinnamon, smells like a cool fall morning to me.
We're getting down to the end of this. We've been kind of checking just by hand feel. We wound up adding 32 total ounces of the cold water to a 25-pound batch. We feel that's given us just the right tackiness, just the right feel. Plus, when we smoke this, we'll have some added humidity with that moisture in there so that this won't dry out.
We're getting really nice protein extraction. Go ahead and kick it off there for a second, Scott. So if you look here, you can see we're getting that tackiness. It's sticking to the fingers really nice. So what that means is when we put this into a cake pan and we form a loaf, that's gonna bind together really nicely. And then when we slice it into a slice for our bacon, our slices won't fall apart. So we are very close.
I think it's time to give it that last minute and then clean it out.
Awesome feature with the meat mixer. Has this little knob right here. You just pull it, and then you can flip your whole mixer down. Scott will flip it on, and that meat will just come right out of there. Go ahead and kick it on. You have forward. There you go. Still want to keep your hands away from it, and then we can shut it off and clean it out, the rest of it out by hand, but it's a pretty awesome feature. And Scott did in fact unplug the grinder, so I don't have to worry about that kicking on. We're just gonna get in here, clean all this meat out, and what a nice consistency. Beautiful blend of venison and pork that's gonna be bacon.
So we're gonna work at forming this into our actual bacon slabs, if you will. And the key is just gonna be to push them down to try to get all your air bubbles out. Now we put the saran film, the plastic film, the saran wrap in there, so that way when we refrigerate these, we can turn them over and pull the saran wrap off, and we have essentially our slab to smoke.
Boy, I am loving the consistency of this product. I think it's gonna bind together really nice and form those slabs like we're looking for that we can smoke and then slice and have a slice that really holds together nicely. Definitely liking it.
The butchers on the meatloaf go squish, 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 squish.
Scott's finishing up the last loaf. We're gonna do 3 of these loaves with our cinnamon swirl. This is a fantastic seasoning. Think about Christmas cookies, just everything cinnamon, sugar that we love, it's in this bottle. So I'm gonna do a nice liberal coating. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna season the top, and then we're gonna let this sit overnight. We're gonna flip it out of these pans, and then we'll season the rest of it. So we're gonna do 3 of them with cinnamon swirl and 1 of them with black. So we're just gonna get a nice liberal coating of cinnamon swirl on here. Because what goes better with bacon than cinnamon and brown sugar? So there's one.
The smell just went up like 3 notches.
Doesn't that smell good?
Look at this trick. I've got a piece of plastic to put over top of it. Just bam, stuck it right there in the apron. Scott's hot tip came out of nowhere.
Let's go ahead and get one with black. Black has the molasses, the brown sugar. It's just going to create a little bit different flavor on the outside of this, but we wanted something with a little bit different flavor. This is going to create a really nice kind of a blackened bark on it. So we're going to do comparison between all 4. Well, 3 against 1. Obviously, people are making deer sticks, they're making summer sausage, they're making hot dogs, all those types of things, those further processed items out of their venison. This is super cool. I'm really excited about it because when have you ever had deer bacon? It's going to be a first for us. I can't say I've ever had deer bacon. Growing up, you know, we didn't have a lot of money. Bacon was a luxury. So I remember Dad getting a 30-pound box of turkey bacon one time, and as kids, we were over the moon. So if you have a freezer full of venison, I think your family is going to love having all this bacon to eat. We're about to find out. These are going in the fridge overnight. We're going to get them out of these pans. We're going to get them on the grill smoker. We're going to smoke them, then we're going to slice them.
It's smoke day, so that means we get to take our bacon slabs out of the fridge. See how well they set up? Get them in the smoker. Not much to say about this other than if done right, we should have these nice rigid slabs.
These have been in the fridge for, what, about 24 hours?
Yeah, I'll go get my own.
And they've firmed up very nice. So we're gonna start with just getting these out of the pans. I almost couldn't sleep last night because I was thinking about deer bacon.
So with the sugar in there, I do want to mention if you don't want to put sugar, which is in the maple sugar cure that we use, if you don't want to put sugar in your mix, we would recommend that you use 7 ounces of salt for 25 pounds along with your pink cure. The idea with these is that we're just going to flip them out onto our screens here. These screens are what we typically will rack our jerky pieces on to go into our smoker. So look at that. Look at it.
How firm is it?
It's nice.
Looks pretty good.
We knew with the sugar there'd be a little bit of juice leaking out, so we put down the carnivore butcher paper just to help with cleanup. We catch a little bit of flack about our gloves and disposables and things like that. I guess some of those are habits from the commercial meat industry where we picked up, but whatever works for you.
So just so you know, Scott, you have the black seasoned one there. These 3 are the cinnamon swirl, and then that one's the black.
Yes, and because we seasoned, we already seasoned, here you go. We already seasoned what would essentially been the top, which is now the bottom. We can go ahead and we're going to put some topical coating on these just to give them a nice little bit of a bark. That's the plan anyway. So Seth's going to be doing 3 of those with the cinnamon swirl, and I'm going to be doing this one with black. Black's got the coffee and the molasses in it, cane and brown sugar, so it'll have a nice bark on it.
This one's going to be, or these 3 are just going to be your classic mapley cinnamon smoke, just your classic bacon taste. And you can see in here that 50-50 blend of pork and venison, just a real nice blend. Wonder if those geese will get picked up on audio.
Is that picking up on your mic?
I have no idea.
The geese are flying over.
Fall is in the air for sure. One entire shaker, 6-ounce shaker of cinnamon swirl went on all sides of these. When you go buy some, make sure you grab a few.
Only
One of our favorites.
Left now is the smoker, right?
Smoker's fired up. Scott's got it set at 185 degrees. Like he said, the only thing left is to
Let's go get
them on the
let's
smoker.
go get these on the smoker. Pellet smoker today. We've got the pellet smoker set as low as it'll go. We're at 180 degrees, set for 180. And so the nice thing about these racks is I can just slide them on there. So we're gonna put them on until we reach an internal temperature of about 150. That's essentially gonna get us fully cooked, but we will be frying the bacon. So it'll be cooked to a safe temperature, not that we're gonna eat it raw.
I don't know if I've ever been,
Gotcha, didn't I?
my heart skipped a beat. I don't know if I've ever been so excited about something venison product-wise, because this has got me excited.
So we're gonna put them to bed, 180, the lowest setting that we have. We'll keep an eye on them. I think we're probably gonna be looking at 4 to 6 hours. I may rotate these slabs. Whenever you have a pellet grill with a stack, generally you're gonna have a little hotter spot near the stack. So today on the Grill, this is the Silverback. We're gonna keep an eye on them. I'm gonna use a handheld thermometer just to check spots around there as we go. And we let them do their thing. They should get a nice magic pink red color. Oh, hickory. So this is gonna be hickory smoked, maple sugar cured venison bacon. Yum. Are we filming? Let's check these bacon, Spencer. I don't have a mic. Is that okay?
That's fine.
150 degrees internal temperature. We did 180 for the first 4 hours. Then we stepped it up to 200, and it hit our internal. Ooh my goodness! So immediately you can see that's the black right there. Seth's calling me. Hold on. Yep. Get on it. Get to work. Work harder. Okay. Bye. I want to pull these off there. Let you look at them a little bit. We're actually gonna grab it and go out and look at the sunlight. So this is our. Oh my goodness.
All right, there we
You
go.
need to adjust.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is going to be amazing. Hold on, I'll get that's the maple sugar. Let me get the black here. Oh. That black, that smell. Does it match the beard, Spencer?
It's pretty close.
All right, so these are done. We're going to shut it down. I'm going to let them rest for a little while, maybe about an hour outside of the fridge. Into the fridge overnight. They're going to set up, and we're going to pull them out. We're going to slice them. BLT sandwiches are going to be amazing. So let's get on it. Finally, slicing and eating day. So we're going to get these slabs out. Take a look.
I almost can't wait for this. The thought of venison bacon, I'm gonna go get them out of the fridge.
So we're going to slice these up. We've got 25 pounds, so we're going to have a lot of work ahead of us, but we're going to get them all sliced. We're going to make some sandwiches. We're going to give them a try. So first thing we got to do is take a look at how these slabs set up. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. These, of course, are maple. So nice and firm, what we hoped for. And then we've got our black seasoned slab. You want that down? Really nice looking slab. So only thing left to do at this point, get
Start
started
slicing. We're gonna slice the maple sugar ones first, and then we'll slice the black, because we want to keep the black seasoning off of the maple. So
I'll set this one aside.
black one's going away. Let's get started with the maple. We're gonna set the meat slicer up for a nice bacon thickness, and pretty much just get started slicing. Let's see what it looks like. Look at that.
That looks absolutely gorgeous. We wanted to have that fat still defined inside that, so that way when we fry that up, it's going to shrink up a little bit. Some of that fat's going to render out because we want this to be just like bacon. So
we also want a nice pliable texture to it, so you can see It's very it's held together very well, and it's also very, very pliable. It doesn't break when you push it like this. It doesn't snap, so it's not too dried out. That, in my opinion, is going to be the perfect piece of venison bacon.
We are nearly 50% done, and I can't keep up with the slicing, but because I'm not real good at this job, but I just can't get over
Either that or you're just a little bit too slow.
How pretty this bacon is.
I just told Scott how excited I am to have a freezer full of this stuff.
That's the 3 maple. We got to switch out our tray.
Need me to help hold it?
I just opened the fridge while we do our black.
This is the black season. You can see it on my fingers there. It's a black season venison bacon. Let's get to slicing. Prep work's been done. We're gonna get some slices. We're headed to the griddle. Scott's gonna do some cooking. Can't wait for the sizzle. Maple and black season. Here you go, Scott.
I got a hot griddle. All right.
Whew, that smells good.
Yeah, it does. Dang. Give me those tongs stuff.
You got it.
Make sure you give them a couple.
Oh yeah,
Give them a practice.
wouldn't be the same without the click. She keeps making fun of me because earlier I said cooklin, and I said that's somewhere between cooking and a cracklin. You never heard of cooklin?
Cooklin.
Cooklin.
Time to try our crispy, lovely venison bacon.
Starting with the maple, I can honestly say I've never had venison bacon. It's first for me.
Oh man. That maple is the first thing you get right there. It's got the right texture. It's juicy, slightly sweet.
That 50% pork in there too. I mean, it's just
Starved
such
too.
good flavor.
Ooh, this one's hot.
So that was the maple. This is the black season.
Got a little bit of a black crust on the outside there. Oh man. Wait. That's got another dimension.
Something special to that one.
A little hit right up front of that black. Fantastic.
I'm having a hard time deciding which one I like better, but I do know that they're both absolutely
What
amazing.
I love is the texture, just like bacon. So the only thing left to do, we're gonna fry up some eggs. We've got some sliced tomato, some lettuce. We're gonna have BLTs, breakfast sandwiches. Then we're gonna vacuum seal this. So we have 25 pounds preserved. We can put it in our freezer. Fantastic way to take that deer to the absolute top-notch bacon.
Yeah, and think about having 25, it probably shrunk, it did shrink some in the smoking process, but think about having what we started with, 25 pounds of this in your freezer. Between all the families we have here, we're gonna be able to enjoy this, I think, all winter long. So it's a great way to take the products that are in your freezer, fabricate them into something that you're gonna eat. And venison bacon, it's going right to the top of our list. Logan, come over here once.
Dad's putting you on camera.
This is Logan. He's 12. He shot this deer last year in Monroe County with his bow. I want you to be the first kid. You should have been the first one to eat it. but I want you to have some of your very own deer bacon from the deer you shot. What do you think? Good? Thanks for the deer, Logan. Good job.
Yes, sir. There you have it. Deer bacon, hickory smoked, maple flavored deer bacon. Everything you need is in this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. We're going to get around to making some sandwiches, sealing it up. Good luck at this hunting season and every hunting season. Obviously, be safe. We're thankful for something like this, and we hope that it adds value to you.
This is the ultimate reward. Spending time with family. You saw Logan. It's hard to not get emotional during these times because it's like you think about the time spent in the tree stand with your kids, taking an animal, goes full circle. This is why we do it. Faith, family, food. And until next time, see ya.
Look at that. Bacon, cheese, egg, toasted.
Oh,
Oh, a little bit of sweetness.
wow.
Maple.
We're living our best life, bro.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Insanely delicious.